Rav Gamda Yov Daled Zuzah L'Sapunoi gave 4 coins to sailors. Suyi Bon made them to go purchase something on his behalf. Lo Ashkechu, they couldn't find anything. Asyu Lei Bon Kupa, hear this? They bought him a monkey. They bought Rav Gamda a monkey. Okay? Ishtamid, now the monkey escaped. Some people there, they also, I have a share, they escaped right afterwards. Yeah. Howard has what to laugh about. Ishtamit ol chursa, the monkey ran into a hole in the ground. Yeah, chafru basrei. So the sailors, they ran after the monkey. They had to dig into the hole. Ashkhur the revi al margalaisa, and they found the monkey sitting on a pile of diamonds, on a treasure. Aisinu leikulan. The sailors went and they brought the monkey back, and with the diamonds. So the Ran says over here, I mean, the diamonds they'd have to give to Rav Gamda. I mean, the monkey was his monkey. The monkey led him to the diamonds. So the Ran says over here, where is it? There you go. Midas chasidus lo minadin. That the sailors gave to him was really midas chasidus. Halachically, they had a right to keep the diamonds. Yeah, all right. What relevant? Just because the monkey went to a location where there were diamonds, the diamonds are not Rav Gamda's. It was Midas Chasidus that they gave the diamonds to Rabbi Gamda. Omer lei bas Kesar, the Rabbi Yeshua ben Chananya. The daughter of the emperor said to Rabbi Yeshua ben Chananya, Teira mufueres bekli b'chur. Rabbi Yeshua ben Chananya was very ugly. Ugly as sin. So he says such, over there it says Chochma, Torah mufueres, it says Chochma, such beautiful wisdom. How could he be contained in such an ugly vessel? Omer lo, limdim beisovich, you should learn from your father's household. What do they store wine? And what kind of casks? In casks made of earthenware. I mean, the whole world stores their wine in earthen casks. And your father, the emperor, he should store his wine in earthenware casks. The emperor should store his wine in casks made of silver and gold. So what did she do? Oslis, Veromas, so she had everything switched over from earthen casks to silver and gold casks. Sorry, so what happened? It soured. All the wine soured. Omar lo. See, when that happens, Omar apple rice came identically. If the person would be handsome, the Torah would not be the same Torah. It would sour. It would spoil. So she asked the Boika Shapirin, Ugamirin. He says, you find people who are handsome, better looking than you are, and they succeed. Right? And they study. Omar law, you have a son who have a gemir tefei. If they be uglier, they study even better. Because why? A person who has a sense of himself, handsome, so what does he do? So it's gaiva. So the gaiva that interferes with a person's processing the Torah. He's not the proper receptacle for Torah. Okay? Further. This person came before Rabbi Yehuda from Nerdo to the din. And Rabbi Yehuda ruled that she was guilty. This woman. Shmuel was Rabbi Yehuda's teacher. We had this Gemara Kedusha. There's the same Rabbi Yehuda from Nerdo. Shmuel was the Rebbe of Rabbi Yehuda, so she says. She gave a ruling. He gave a ruling that she's guilty. She has to pay. So she says to Rabbi Yehuda, "You Rebbe Shmuel, if he ruled as you, so Omer Allah, Yadatlik, you knew my Rebbe Shmuel." He says to the woman, "Listen to this." It says, "You knew Shmuel, my Rebbe." Omer lei, ain, definitely. Gutz of Rabbi crazy. He was a short man with a big stomach. This is where she identifies him. He was a short guy with a big stomach. Ochus, I don't know what ochus, how does he translate ochus? Dark. The Rabashina, he had large teeth. He had buck teeth. Omar law, levizuya kasis. You're coming to disgrace my Rebbe? Teheve yahi itza b'shamta. You deserve to be excommunicated. Poko mesa. She burst and she died. Meaning because he put such an intense excommunication on, she died from it. Okay, now the Mishnah says that if you say you're not permitted to eat tafshil, right? We said it's something that's eaten with what? With bread. Right? So it says, what about this? You have this egg, which is a tiny egg, that we'll see they cook it 1,000 times in hot water, then they cool it in cold water, and it's shrunk to the point you don't chew it, you swallow it whole. It's like a pill. We'll see what it is. It's a little larger than that. Yeah, termita. But that's what we translate in English?
No, that's not it.
Yeah, good. It says, termita, this shrunken egg, right? Someone says, my termita. What is the kind of egg? My beya termita. Oh, my Shmuel. Avdo, the ovidle, he says, the slave, the ovidle, shavi alpi dinri. Hear this? He says, a slave who knows how to prepare this egg, he's worth $1,000. He's worth his weight in gold. This kind of chef. This chef, Howard, you got to get the recipe. You got the recipe. Umayle alpha zimni. How do you do it? How do you cook it? Mayle alpha zimni b'maya chamimi. You cook it. You put it 1,000 times in hot water. Valvi zimni b'maya kariri. Adim zutra until it shrinks. Here, 1,000 times in hot water, 1,000 in cold water, and as a result of this process, it contracts, it shrinks. Ki hechde balase. So you should be able to swallow it whole. We'll see. V'isle keva sorachalo. V'kadnofik v'asi yoda asi maisamo. Good boy. Like, hear this? Unbelievable. When you swallow this egg, as it goes through the system, if there's any infection, the infection attaches itself to this egg, and when it passes through out of the body, the doctor examines it, and from seeing the egg, how it was affected by the body, he knows exactly what kind of medication to prescribe, what kind of remedy to give. Albert. What?
It's called a capsule. It's called a capsule that was developed for young people. The capsule is small bowel.
No, but you drop it, but it comes out. It doesn't digest. It doesn't digest.
No, that one comes out, and you look at it, you see, look at the pictures, you see what the patient
No,
has.
I'm not talking about this. That's a camera. That's a camera. No, this is not the camera. This is the egg.
So it collects it on the outer coat. What's the difference?
No. I understand because.
I'm saying that but it's
same idea.
Describing exactly what now was
Yeah.
Because from a big endoscope, they boiled it down. They made it into a little pill.
No, but here it attached itself. Evidently, the albumin, when it was hard, the white absorbs whatever that is, the impurity, and it shows up on that. The doctor analyzes it, and he knows what to prescribe.
So this is done with film and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that the parallels are absolutely amazing.
Okay. Okay. Nafka va'ashi yoda ashi ma'isama de boile. My mitzi. What medication to prescribe and how will be healed? Shmuel havibodik nafshi bekulcher. Shmuel himself. Shmuel was a doctor. Shmuel was a doctor. You didn't know that, though, Howard. Okay. He studied Shabbos. He didn't know that Shmuel was a doctor. It's explicit. He was a doctor. Okay. He would actually check his own system. He would, examination. He would use a kulcha. So he said? Bays. So here he says he would swallow a clump of cabbage without chewing it. Here, admisri inchi basi alei sareim. He would actually, when he'd swallow it, he would pass out from it. It was so painful that his family, they would be so frightened and worried they would undo their braid. Their braided hair, they start like a person doesn't know what to do. He starts undoing his braid. Tanan hosam hoyose beklupsin. Now the halacha is, a person who's a worker works in an orchard, in a field. Torah says the worker is permitted to eat the produce as he works. So let's say he's working. There are two different types of figs. There's a thing called klufsin, right? That kind. Lo yochel b'no shua. If you're working in one type of fig tree, you can't eat of another fig tree. It's a different species of fig. B'no shua, b'no sheva. If you're working with the figs that are called b'no sheva, lo yochel b'klufsin. My klufsin, what is it? What is this klufsin? What kind of species is it? Mina detene, hear this? It's a type of fig. The abdin minhon lapti, that they make some kind of like lekvar. Lapti. It's like a paste. A paste. Fig paste. Okay. Hahu gavra du of Abdul Chavre, like Muri Alpha Mini Lapti. Here, there's a person gave a slave, he had a business agreement. He gave him a slave, and he was supposed to teach him 100 recipes how to make lapto, how to make this paste, this fig paste, 100 different recipes. Agmri Tamni Meyo. Hear this? So he only taught him, he gave him a slave to use, that he should teach him, the payment was teach him how to 1,000 recipes of fig paste. He only taught him 800, rather than 1,000. She shortchanged him 200. Azmi Ladino, Lakami to Rebbe. So he summoned him to a din Torah to Rebbe, because he didn't give him his full payment. Omar Rebbe, Rebbe was like taken aback. He said, Avosenu Abdo Shinu Tovo. Ono Afila Beinenu Doreinu. He says, our forefathers say, he denied us the goodness. He says, we've never imagined 1,000 recipes and 800 to have such an understanding of food, to be able to benefit to such a degree. It's amazing. How's he explain it? You're right. But even that luxury, this doesn't compare to what that was, doesn't compare to what we're talking about. He's summoning him 800 different recipes of fig paste. Yeah, but these are different recipes.
800 or 1,000, but they've gone back to this. It's absolutely delicious. I can see the jars wrapped in paper after a glass, with paper on it. It's very pretty. It's not all over now. The supermarkets. It's big paste.
It's the concept of lekvar. You know, lekvar, that's prune butter.
Prune butter. Now, this is the different.
No.
Delicious taste.
Okay.
They took it from here.
Yeah, lapta.
They made a few of them.
Yeah. So how many laps do you do in the pool, Howard? Okay. Rebbe Ovad Hilula Reb Shimon Berei. Yeah, this Rebbe made a wedding for his son Reb Shimon. Rebbe Yehuda Nossi. Rebbe Yehuda Nossi he was a prince. He was wealthy. Kosav al Beis Genona Eshrim V'Aba Alfin Ribuin Dinrin. Yeah, this he wrote a check for 10,000. Yeah, this 24,000. That's $240,000 to cover the wedding. We're talking about a major wedding. This is like the king's wedding. Nafko all al Beis Genona. Dane, yeah, what happened? And he didn't invite Bar Kapara to come to the wedding. Bar Kapara was one of the Tanoim. Rebbe did not invite Bar Kapara. He was insulted. He says to Rebbe, and he could speak like this to Rebbe. He says, if Hashem endows Ovri Aveira with such wealth, so a person does the will of God. There's no question Hashem will endow him with such wealth. So he's referring to Rebbe Yehuda Nossi. Because Rebbe didn't invite him, he was offended. He says, if Hashem gives such bracha to those who don't do His will, you can imagine how much He'll endow them with good. So what happened when he heard this? Rebbe Yehuda Nossi heard this. Asna, he sent him an invitation. He sent him an invitation to the wedding. Omar. So when he got the invitation, he says, if this is the way Hashem treats a person in this world, so you can imagine how He'll treat him in the world to come. So now he changed gears. He went to the positive. He's praising him. Yom Rebbe the day Rebbe would smile, tragedy would come upon the world. I mean, Rebbe himself feeling the pain of the Shekhinah, that itself alleviated the din on the world. So if Rebbe would be happy, would smile, so that means he's not being the kapara for the world.
Right.
So therefore, God forbid, there'd be tragedy on the world. Does he say something on the bottom there? It says the day Rebbe would laugh, tragedy would come upon the world. Norman Maggot, I just got a thing from you. Hello? That's what I just said.
Right.
So therefore,
Right.
right. Okay, and who's he bring it in? Whose name? Marshall. Who does he bring? Okay. Okay, that's I understood it the same way. Okay. So Bar Kapara, we'll see in a moment. He had the ability to make Rebbe laugh. So he's coming. Bar Kapara got an invitation to the wedding. So he's coming to the wedding. Omalei. Lo savdichon. Yeah, don't make me laugh. When you come, I don't want you to make me laugh to the wedding. And if you don't make me laugh, I'll give you 40, whatever it is, kernels of grain, of wheat grain. Yeah. Yeah. He says, but I want to be able to pick what the grains. I should pick whichever ones I want. Meaning, you have large, you have smaller. Okay. So what did he do? Shokal di kula rabo. He took a large basket. This is bar kapora. Chafya kufra. V'sachve areshe. Took a long basket. He put tar on the outside because it has holes in it, so the grain could fall out. So he had to tar it from the outside, so the grain shouldn't fall through the holes of the basket. It was a wicker basket, but it was a lot. And he put it on his head. You hear this? He's coming to the wedding with this thing on his head, with a basket on his head. V'ozal v'omar le leichel mar arbon giru yichiti. Yeah, I'm here to collect the 40, whatever it is. This is at the wedding. You're showing up. Darshina boch achuch. Darshina boch. That's what I'm demanding of you. Achuch Rebbe, he comes with a man like this, comes with a basket on his head. Collect. Omale lava zartech lo sivtechon. Didn't I warn you not to make me laugh? This is what Rebbe says to Bar Kapora. Omale chiti darshina kanasivna. He says, I'm coming to ask for the grain. Darshina kanasivna. Klomasha tochayvli. What's that you said you'll give me? Omale Bar Kapora lebrate, the Rebbe. So now, this is before the wedding. So Bar Kapora says to Rebbe's daughter, to the daughter of Rebbe, Lamocha shasino chamro birikudo davuch. Hear this? Tomorrow you're going to give me to drink wine when your father's going to dance. Ubekirkune ubekirkone dimech. And when your mother's going to be singing by her son's wedding. Ben aloso chaste de Rebbe habo. Here. Ben Alosa, that was his name. He was the son-in-law of Rebbe. V'oshe godel habo, and he was very wealthy. V'azmenei lebeiluli de Reb Shimon Rebbe. I mean, I don't know what he's telling me. He was invited to the wedding. It's his brother-in-law. This is the son-in-law of Rebbe, and he was invited to come to the wedding of Reb Shimon, the son of Rebbe. I mean, who would think not? It's his brother-in-law. He shouldn't be invited to the wedding. I don't know what has to tell me that. What does it say? Hilul Reb Shimon Brei. Because Azman means he was invited. Okay, you have to say he arrived. I mean, it's his brother-in-law. He's going to come to the wedding. Omalei Bar Kapora, the Rebbe. So Bar Kapora, now we're starting Bar Kapora with Rebbe. So he says to Rebbe, my toeva. When Dora says something is toeva, means an abomination. What does the word toeva mean in Hebrew? It means that, but what is it? How does it lie in the word? What the word? Called Omar Rebbe, Dochenu Toeva Parchas. Whatever Rebbe would suggest, what it means, the word, he would refute it. Bar Kapor would say it's not that, and he'd show him it's not that. Parche Rav Bar Kapor, Omale Parsheyat. Rebbe says, okay, we'll explain what it is. Omale Tesi de Vischi, Tirmili Natla. Osis Ramili. She says, let your daughter come and give me a cup of wine. You hear this? He says, I'll explain to you, but let her first bring me a cup of wine. Omale the Rebbe. And he says to Rebbe, Kumrakodli, start dancing. He says, the daughters bring a cup of wine. And he says to Rebbe, now you dance, and I'm going to explain to you what it means. This is at the wedding. The Ema Loch, and I will explain it to you. I will tell you. Hochem Arachmana, To'eva. What's To'eva? To'a Tabo, L'kasar China. The Torah says a person who commits homosexuality, it's an abomination. You hear this? What does Toa mean? You're astray. Meaning, you're supposed to cohabit with a woman. You went off the beaten track and you ended up cohabiting with a man. That's To'eva. You're To'eba. You're mistaken, you ended up with the wrong partner. That's To'eba. Yeah? Okay? Amalei my Tevil. So now, Bar says, what does it mean? It says a woman who commits bestiality with an animal, it's tevel. The word used the word tevel. What's tevel? She said, what does it mean, tevel? Amalei ki in Yonah Kadmos, the same thing. You fill me up a cup of wine, you start dancing, I will explain to you what the word tevel means. Amalei Ibid li domar loch, do for me, and I will tell you. Ovad, omali tevel, hu tavlin yeshbo. Mi shanya how bio mikula bias, says to the woman. A woman has a husband. I mean, what's so? You mean that act of cohabitation is spiced? That spice is better than the spice when you cohabit with your husband. Evidently, it's a different kind of pleasure. What's so special about that? That's tevil. Tavlin be'isha. Tavlin means a spice. Omalei umay zima. What zima means? A person does a promiscuous act. It's called zima. Promiscuity is zima. What is the meaning of zima? Omalei. He said the same thing. Okay, fill me up another cup of wine. You start dancing, and I'll explain to you what zima means. Kinyona kadmo ovad v'omalei zumahi. Zumahi. What is this all about? Loshin sofik, meaning a woman who commits adultery, right? And she's pregnant. What's this all about? How did you come pregnant? Who's the father of the child? Zumahi. What is this all about? Now, Ben Alos is a very wealthy man. Here he sees Bar Kapora making. He's not making a mockery of his father, but still he felt it's inappropriate. The way Bar Kapora is interacting with Rebbe, his father, he's a wealthy man. Lo yochel ben Alosa Lisbo. He couldn't take it. He couldn't tolerate this interaction between Bar Kapora and Rebbe. Kom nofek v'inse mitamon. He picked himself with his wife, and they went out. He had enough. He couldn't take it any longer. Okay. So over here he says, why couldn't he take it? So he says, because he's a wealthy man, a person who comes from a certain type of wealthy background, there's certain behaviors he can't tolerate. Okay? My Ben Alosa, what's the story about Ben Alosa? Titania, lo lechinam pisa Ben Alosa esmosav. Ella laharos behen tasper shel Kohen Gadol. Hear this? The Kohen Gadol, every day, it says, once a week, the Kohen Gadol would take a haircut. The king would take a haircut with every single day. He'd be coiffed, but with a barber, because a king has to be seen in the most perfect state. The Kohen Gadol once a week. And what was Tasporish of Kohen Gadol? It was a special kind of haircut. So Ben Alosa spent money to show what exactly that haircut was. It cost a fortune. Because he wanted people to understand what the haircut of the Kohen Gadol was. Why? Like a horse, when you groom a horse, that's the way you should be coiffed. Tono, what is that? Ke'ein lulinis. It's a haircut which is called lulinis. There was the Russian mob. He comes back. I don't know what they did to him. They beat him up over there. Yeah. Howard. What's lulinis? Not lulinis. Omer Yehuda tasporti chidoso. It's that unique type of haircut. You understand? You hear what hechi domi? Omer of roshul shozeh b'tzad ikro shozeh. V'hainu taspor shel Kohen Gadol. Yet what they do when they cut the hair, that each hair, when it doesn't overlap another hair, the top of one hair follicle touches the root of the other hair. That means No. It protrudes out of it comes out of the head. They cut it short enough, but when you bend it over, there's space from one hair to another. He cuts it to a point the hair is long enough, but not too short that when you push it over, it will only touch the root of the adjoining hair that's next to it. That was Tasper Shel Kohen Gadol. That was the haircut. So Ben Alosa spent a fortune of money to take that kind of to show others what the Kohen Gadol's haircut was all about. Instead, because they lived after the Churban Abayis. This was after the destruction. The Kohen Gadol didn't have to groom himself in this manner. Ube dalas remutza. It says that this dalas, it's a type of gourd which is remutza. If you make it marriage, you're not going to eat tafshit permitted because this type of gourd is not eaten with bread. Anything that's eaten with bread is called tafshit. Now the question: what is the word remutza? Remetz normally means ash, hot ash. Does it mean grilled? Does it mean a grilled gourd? Or remutza is a species of gourd. So listen, dalas remutza, my dalas remutza, omay shmuel krok karkuzoi. Shmuel says a certain type of gourd that comes from a certain location. Yeah, called Persian gourd, whatever you want to call it. Kukazoi. Ravashia madalas the tamura beremetz. Hear this? It's a gourd that's actually prepared in hot ash. hot ash, smoky, a smoky gourd. That's what we're talking about. Okay? Ravino, Esi, Ravino, Ravashi. So Ravashi says, what's Ramutza? Ramutza means it's not the species, but it's the preparation. So he asks him, Nechemi Omer, now what's the halacha if you crossbreed crops? It's called kalayim. You're not permitted. So let's say you have different kinds of gourds and you crossbreed them. It's kalayim. So it says in the Brayso, Nechemi Omer, the las aramis is a type of gourd called an Armenian gourd. Hida lasa mitzvahs. It's the same species as the Egyptian gourd, even though it comes from Armenia, right? It's the same species as the Egyptian gourd. Yeah. Kalayim emayivonis. Yeah. If you crossbreed it with the Greek gourd, right? Greek gourd, that's called kalayim. Ima ramutza. Together with ramutza. So what is ramutza? If ramutza means a gourd that's only grilled, so if that's the case, what does it do with kalayim? So evidently, what do you see from here? That ramutza is not grilled, but rather it's a species. It's a species. So Ravashi is refuted. So the pshat in ramutza is like Shmuel said, it's krod the karkuzoi. It's a type of special gourd, another species of gourd. Okay? Hanode masagedero. Person says he will not make benefit from masagedero. That's the terminology used. Masagedero, something that's cooked. Ein also el masa rischosa. Raspe means something that has to be cooked for a lengthy period of time. So we took grain to be edible, cooking, it has to be cooked for a long time. Oma koning hayurid l'kdero. Let's see, it says, I'm forbidden to eat anything that goes into a pot. So anything that you eat, any cooked item goes in the pot. Shani toyim also b'chol nasib. Anything that's cooked in the pot, you're not permitted to eat. Okay? So that means even water. Water is also cooked in a pot. Tanya, hanodim in yored l'kdero. Let's see, uses the terminology yored l'kdero, the Mishnah, right? See, the Mishnah says hanasa b'kdero. Nasa is hayored l'kdero shani toyim yored, same. Also b'yored l'ilfis. Shekva yored l'kdero. Hear this. The way they used to do it. Howard will appreciate this. I'm not a chef, so I don't have appreciation for this. Do it 2 stages. First, cook something in a pot to soften it. Ilfis was a very large type of, much more intense type of cooking. So first they would cook it in the pot to soften it. Then they transfer it to this other, much more intense cooking. It's called the ilfis. So if you say that you're not going to benefit something that's your l'kdeiro, you're not permitted to eat something that goes in the ilfis, because prior to going to the ilfis, it already was in the pot. It was already cooked to a degree in the pot. The mincha, no. No, ilfis. Ilfis is mentioned in Shabbos himself. Ilfis. No. Ilfis, what about he says, mina yorbi ilfis, mutabik yor l'kdeiro? Because ilfis is the more extensive type of cooking. The kdeir is what? Is the earliest stage. So it's permitted. What about he says, mina nasib kdeiro, mutab nasib ilfis, mina nasib ilfis, mutab nasib kdeiro? Hanodim in ayored latano. Whatever uses the term, I'm prohibiting myself something that's yored latano. That terminology is used in os elubepas. When a person, we say that by nedorim, it's the way people speak, it's the vernacular. So when a person says something went into the oven, when you say that, you don't refer to chicken. Chicken went into the oven. Bread goes into the oven. So therefore, if he uses, I'm prohibiting myself something that goes into the oven, he's not permitted to eat bread. Because in the vernacular, he's referring to bread. Anything that's made in the oven, rather than something that goes into the oven, anything that's made in the oven, also anything that's prepared in the oven, whatever it may be, you're not permitted to eat. It's not limited to bread. So if, let's say, you roast chicken in the oven, you can't eat roast chicken. Okay? Mina kovush. Now, what's kovush? Kovush is marinated. Right? You marinate something. A person makes a neder, he will not eat something which is kovush. Ein osa elo mina kovush shel yerek. Again, in the vernacular, when a person says marinated, when you think about marinated, it's what? Vegetables. You don't think about marinated meat or marinated something. It's always vegetables. So you're not permitted to eat yerek. What he says, he says ha-kovush. This is the way the Ram explains it. Ha means the. I'm prohibiting the marinated. of all things that marinate, what's marinated more than anything else? That's vegetables. Let's say he says, will not benefit something that is marinated. That anything that's marinated, you're not permitted to eat. So if you have the hey ayadiyah, the is referring to what's usually marinated. That's vegetables. Without the hay, you're not permitted anything that's marinated. Also b'cholak pushim. Let's say he says min hasholuk. Yeah. He says I will not eat something that's overly cooked, overcooked. Eino oser elo min hasholuk shel basar. Because again he says the sholuk. What's the? That's meat. Meat sometimes, like we had earlier, ox meat. Right, has to be cooked for a lengthy period of time. What about he just says sholuk, cooked? That shanitam also b'chalash. Anything that's cooked to a certain degree, you're not permitted. Amalei Rav Acha Breid Rav Avi Rav Ashi. Let's say we said if he says hakovush the, what does the mean? It's referring to vegetables. He says kovush anything marinated. What about rather than saying ha? He says dik kovush. He uses that is. He didn't say I'm making that from what is. He says that is. So the dalid, the question the Gemara has, is dalid like a hay, or is dalid like not a hay? If it's like the hay, then it's limited to vegetables. But if it's like without the hay, then it's what anything that's marinated. That's the shayla. Omni Ravacha Breid Ravashi, the Ravashi. Oma dikovish mai, disholik mai, ditsoli mai, demoliach mai. What is it? Heichen mashma. What does it mean? Is it the equivalent of the hay or without the hay? T-boy, teku. It's unresolved. So that means if you use that term, you have to be machmer on both sides. Okay? What about minatzli? Ein osir ela minatzli shobah. Let's see, he says that is broiled, even though people eat broiled fish and broiled vegetables. It means meat. Means shel basar. Divrei Reb Yehuda. Let's see, it doesn't. That's again. It's the with the hay. Let's see, it says tzli shenitom means I will not eat broiled. Broiled. Also b'chalat shluyim. You're not permitted anything which is broiled, regardless of what it is. Min hamaliach, when you say the salted, usually a salted fish is called the salted. And also element liach shel dag, right? Fish was salted. Hamaliach. What about, he says, maliach sheni toim, also b'chalam luchin. Whether it's pickles, whether it's beef jerky, whatever it is, you're not permitted. What happens? He says, dag dogim. I will not eat dag dogim. Dag is singular, dogim is multiple. Now, a large fish is usually referred to as, it's sold individually. Dogim, let's say you sell, you want to eat sardines. You don't buy one sardine. So dogim is always referring to the smaller fish. He says, dogim, shanita also behen bein gedolim bein ketanim. It includes all kinds of fish, large fish, small fish. Bein meluchim, bein tfeilim, whether they're salted, not salted. Bein chayim, bein busholim, whether you buy them live fish or dead fish or cooked. Umuta betris trufa. What about if it's pureed fish? It's minced. No, it's minced because dog means it's intact, right? You're permitted if it's tris trufa, it's already chopped fish like chopped herring, right? Ubetzir. What about the oils that are extracted? Bays. Ubemarayis. The brine, you're permitted, even though it's intermingled with fish brine. It's not a problem. Hanodim in hatzachno, also betris. What is it, tzachno? It's interesting. In Hebrew, the word tzachno means stench. Fish, small fish, because it's so compacted, it gives off a very pungent smell. So tzachno is usually refers to small fish, which they're, and even ground up, because it gives off a very strong smell. Literally, it means a stench. It means a stench. Betris, he's also betris, trufa, umuta betzirum, right? But you're permitted in the oil and you're permitted in the brine, fish brine. Hanoda betris trufa. What about, he says, I will not eat the chopped fish. Also betzirum, right? That includes that. Tanya Reb Shimon de Melozome, dag shani toim also bigdolim, because dag is individual. When do you sell fish individually? It's a large fish. Umuta b'ktanim is permitted. What he says, dogo, this is interesting. Shani toim also b'ktanim. He's permitted to eat, he's not permitted small fish, large fish, yes. So that is a kasha, but he says dogo. Both use both terms. Shani toim also ben gdom b'ktam. Omalei Rav Papa Labaye. So if he says dog means a large fish, dog means small fish. The dog, shani toim godlu. How do we know that dog means a large fish? Because it says by Yonah, when he was swallowed up by the fish, what does it say? By Yiman Hashem dag godol livloas Yonah. Hashem presented a large fish to swallow up Yonah. Sorry, Yonah and the whale. No, it wasn't a whale. It says large fish. I voksivi spal Yonah el Hashem elokov mimei hadogo. Yeah, this. It says Yonah prayed to Hashem from the inner of Dogo. What did we just say? What does Dogo mean? It means a small fish. Right? A carrot's a small fish among big fish. Okay? So Dogo means, see, you're telling Dogo means a small fish. If how could Yonah be in the innards of a small fish? It said Dogo means a large fish. Halokasha. Dilma palte Dogo. Initially, he was in a large fish. Relatively speaking, when he was spit out by the larger fish, he was swallowed by a fish that was smaller. So relatively speaking, the second fish was smaller than the large fish. It was a big fish. But relatively speaking, Elo va'doga shebios. You know, it's a phenomenal question. It says, by the mark of blood, what happens is all the blood, all the water in the Nile became blood, and it says all the fish died. It says va'dogo ashebior meso. So what does doga mean? We say it means small fish. So the more asks, if the Nile turned to blood, but only the small fish died, the large fish lived. A fish can't survive in blood. So what do you see? Doga? Doga generally means all fish, large fish, small fish. Ela doga mashma gedolim mashma gedolim. The word doga can mean either one. It can mean large, small. But regarding the Dorim, you go after the vernacular. When people speak in their vernacular, when you say fish singular, it means large fish because you sell fish individually. When you say doga, it means small fish because they're sold in multiple. You don't sell one fish. Hanodim in atzachno. A person makes a netter, he will not benefit from tzachno. Tzach means where it gives off an intense smell, a pungent smell. Omer vino Ravashi, Omer harei olai tzichin. He used the word exactly tzachno. We say tzachno, it's only the fish, but the brine and the oil, the fish oil is permitted. What I said, tzichin mai, T-boy. It's left unresolved. No answer. Okay? Hanoder min acholov. Person makes a netter, what's it? Yeah. He said, something doesn't smell right. Exactly. Hanodim in achol. First makes that he will not benefit from milk. Mutabakum. What about the whey? Right? She eats her curds and whey. What's her name? Little Miss Muffet. Right? She ate her curds and whey. So, because the whey is the residue, is what yeah, that's the water. Kum is not cholov. Rabbi Yossi min akum, let's see, he says makes an error not to benefit from kum, that's the whey. Mutar b'cholov, because one is milk solids, one's the milk solids. Even though within the cholov you have whey, doesn't make a difference. But that mixture is not kum. Abisholom hanodim in agvino. Person says makes that he will not eat cheese. Right, high cholesterol. So you got to stay away from cheese. He says, I can't control myself, make an error. You'll be able to control yourself. That's supposed to be a joke. Okay, no one's serious about cheese this morning. Hanodim in agvino osa bo bein melucha utvelo. Whether it's salted cheese, whether it's mild cheese, you're not permitted to eat any cheese. Gvina is not a specific cheese, it's generic. Cheese, all cheeses. Hanodim in abosar, what a person says, I will not eat meat. Muter beroitev, or the king. He's permitted to eat meat broth, the broth of the meat. Keep a, when the meat cooks, overcooks, you have little slivers of meat, in the gravy, you have a thickness. You're permitted, because that's not what meat means. Rebuda osa, Rebud says no, you're not. Okay? Omer Rav Yehuda Maser. There was an incident of also Aleinu Rav Tarfon. Aleph. The Beitzim Shenizbashel Imo. Yeah, this not only did Rav Tarfon not allow, there were eggs that were cooked with the meat. So because the eggs absorbed the meat, so it takes on, it's like fleshig. Fleshig is called basar. So now you're telling me that the gravy and the residue of the bottom is not meat.
Right.
Reb Tarfon said the eggs that are cooked with the meat is called meat. So you tell me the gravy is not meat? It's definitely meat, right? Reb Tarfon, there was an incident with Reb Tarfon. V'oselein Reb Tarfon, beitzim shenisbash limo, Amr lo kena dover. He says it's correct. A mosai bisman shioma bosser ze olai shad nodim min bosser v'nizarev bacher in yesh bo tam nosen tam osir. Of course, you know what the case is speaking about. A person says this meat is not permitted to me. So what is the meat? The meat is an object of isser because of the nether. Now you cook eggs with that meat. So of course you can't eat the eggs.
Right.
Not because the meat, the eggs, because the eggs absorb something that you're not permitted to eat. That's where Reb Tarfon.
Yeah.
It's not, let's say a person cooked eggs with meat. Didn't make the neti. It says, I will not eat meat. Meat is off limits. You're permitted to eat the egg even though it's absorbed with the meat.
Okay.
The incident where Reb Tarfon was, he first said, I will not eat this meat. And then subsequently he cooks the egg with meat. So now, so what is the egg absorbed with? It's absorbed with something that you're not permitted with meat. That's why you're not permitted. Because it's no sin tam. Im yeshbo, it says, then the zarav yacher, im yeshbo ben no sin tam osur. Hanodim min hayayin. Person makes that he will not benefit from wine. Right? Muta betavshu sheish bo yayin tam yam. What about if you made a recipe, and in the recipe there was wine? The same thing happened. Right? The person says, bases the roast or the chicken with wine. Then he says, I will not drink wine. You're permitted to eat the chicken. You are. Then you're permitted. But let's say it go the other way. The same thing. I will not benefit from wine. Then he takes that wine. He's not permitted, and he cooks the chicken in. The basis, then you can't eat the chicken. That's similar to the case before with the meat.
Mm-hmm.
You take meat which is already forbidden. You cook eggs with that meat. What does the meat absorb? It's eating something you're not permitted to eat. Okay? Oma konim yain zeh. Right? Shani toim v'nofel letavshil im yesh bo nosin tamar izoser. And then that wine falls into a pot with other food. So if you're able to taste it, you're not permitted to eat it because the wine is an object of isser. It's not taste. We will continue. So Baruch Hashem, we covered more than our. But the Ran tomorrow is very, very fundamental Ran. Very. This has to be done.